Well, let me ask you this. Do you ever stress out over something that later turns out not to be that big of a deal? I know it happens to me a lot. I stress out, seems like, over a lot of things that are really no big deal. It's all about perspective. Perspective, of course, is how we put the importance of something on a situation and how it relates to the big picture. We have this situation and we relate that situation in terms of the relationship to the big picture, and sometimes we blow it way out of proportion. Well, what brought this topic up to me today? Well, I was just thinking about, I do these daily updates, and it's sometimes kind of hard to come up with something to talk about because progress is slow sometimes. And I want to always try to provide some value. I don't want to waste your time, so I try to come up with something that would be of value. So today I thought about this idea of perspective. I don't want to stress out over these daily updates. I don't have to come up with some big fancy topic and some well-edited, well-written, well-scoped out update for you every day, because I'm doing them every day. That's the whole point. When you do something every day, it sort of confines your ability to do things, as opposed to doing something once a week or once a month. But since I'm doing these daily updates every day, I got to keep it in perspective, which means I don't want to stress out over having something to say or not having something to say in a daily update. It's this whole idea of not stressing out over things that really don't matter in the big picture, in the big scheme of things. Because I'm looking at doing 500 daily updates in a row. 500 updates. That's going to take me through March. I think it's it's May the 15th or 16th. Somewhere in the middle of May of next year. Of 2027. A year from May. Now think about that. I'm trying to do a daily update, come on here, this channel, every day for over a year, 500 days. This is day 88. So I've got 412 days to go, which takes me through mid-May of 2027. And on that 500th day, where will I be? What van will I be driving? Where will I be coming to you from? That's the whole point of the daily updates, is so that you can follow me each day and see where I'm going to end up. Where will I be on day 500? I don't know. That's why I've got to keep these daily updates in perspective. I can't stress out over coming up with something to say each day. I'm just going to get on the camera and I'm just going to turn it on and I'm just going to talk about whatever comes to my mind. Yeah, I'll give it a little thought. In fact, I've got a little form that I use that helps. And if you want to see that form, I can put it for you as a link below. I'll make it available to you. I'll show you the form that I use to help me gather my thoughts before I do a daily update. And you can download it for free. I'll stick it on my Google Drive and you can download it. How about that? Just look in the description. I'll have a link to it in the description. And maybe you can take that form, and if you do a YouTube channel and want to take a process to help you go through how to formulate a topic for the day, maybe this will be helpful. But anyway, getting back to perspective. It's all about looking at the big picture and not blowing little things out of proportion. Now, I know as a van lifer, as someone who's lived full time on the road in the past, I know one of the biggest fears that we have, one of the things that we stress out over the most, is where we're going to sleep from night to night, because we're constantly on the move. Unless we have an RV spot reserved or we know of some location that we're going to ahead of time, a lot of times we're just flying by the seat of our pants. For example, we may have a spot reserved and for some reason it falls through, or for some reason it's not available. And then we get to that spot and the person tells us, well, I'm sorry, sir, that space is not available. Then what do? You know, it's nighttime and we've got to find a place to sleep and we get all stressed out. But if you look at it in terms of the big picture, the entire year that you're traveling, that one night is really not that big of a deal. And we end up, in worst case scenario, we'll find us a Walmart or, God forbid, a Cracker Barrel parking lot. How about that? I have slept in parking lots at casinos. I have slept in parking lots at hospitals. I have slept in RV parks. I have slept in gas stations. There's all kinds of places that you're aware of as well as I am. There's lots of places that we can go and sleep at night. But still we get stressed out when it comes down to bedtime and we really don't know where we're going to sleep that particular day. So that's why I'm so thankful for apps that we have now available on our iPhones. We have apps that we can use to help us find spots, and we can communicate as van lifers together, as RVers together, help each other discover spots where we can sleep safely overnight, for free especially. And so we have all kinds of help available to us to help us find places to sleep. But that's just one example of things that we stress out over that are really not that big of a deal when you look at the whole picture. When you look at the big picture, it's really not that earth-shattering of a problem if we come up with no place to sleep for an evening. Well, I want to give you three tips to think about when we're dealing with perspective. Number one, most problems will shrink in importance over time. What seems like a big deal now will not be a big deal a week from now. So that brings me to my second point. The second thing you can do is ask yourself this question: will what I'm stressing out over now really be bothering me? Will I still be stressing over this deal this time next week? Will a week from now, will this problem still be gnawing at me? The question filters out all the noise. If the answer is no, then you know it's not really worth stressing about. Ask, will this matter to me next week? If not, then you don't have to worry about it so much today. Most problems shrink over time. Ask yourself that question. Number two, will it be this big of a deal next week? And number three, compare this issue, compare this problem against whatever truly matters. What truly matters? What's the important thing? What's the big picture? How does this one little issue, this one little problem, how does that compare to the overall adventure that we're having on the road? Health, relationships, stability, moving forward. Measure these issues against things that matter, and don't get so stressed out over these little things that later on turn out to be not that big of a deal. I could have stressed out and been all upset about coming up with something to talk to you about today in this update, but I have come up with a topic and I have spent some time with you, and I appreciate you being here. If you have any comments, get into the comments and let me know. I appreciate it. And this has been my update for today. So don't stress out over the little things. Keep things in perspective, in the big picture. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Oh, I do hope it's nice and warm today. It's been cold the last couple of days. What's it been like in your part of the world? My name is Mitch. This is Van Life update number 88 today. 88. I come to you each day, give you an update on what I'm doing as a van lifer. Trying to purchase a van, and we'll hit the road here soon, get back on the road. I am an experienced van lifer. I have been living on the road full time for quite a while, on and off. So I'm not new to the living on the road experience. I will say for the last year, though, I've been pretty settled, and I'm looking to getting back on the road here pretty quick as soon as I purchase a van, which is one reason I started this channel, was to record the process of me purchasing the van and getting back on the road. How long will that take? I have no idea.